why do we need Via? Via takes the Catechism, the essential truths that every Christian should know. Via puts flesh on the bones of the Catechism.
When Father Justin first asked me to compose the Via curriculum, we had in mind something much smaller than what it is now. We were intending to write simply just a curriculum to help teach the faith to our local parish. It seemed like a pretty rote, typical sort of assignment for a young curate like myself. And so as I worked with this, I was finishing up my time in seminary, and I sought out Hans Boersma, who was one of my professors and a really influential theologian. And I asked him if we could do a guided study, because I wanted to take the time to focus on exploring what does ministry look like that doesn't just communicate the concept that the world is enchanted by the kingdom of God, but actually helps people to embody that reality, that gives people interpretive lenses to view the world as enchanted. So I had the chance to work with Hans Boersma on this project, and as I began to research, as I began to look into what sort of formation needs to happen, I realized that catechesis is indispensable, but that the catechism had to be taught in such a way that it didn't merely communicate propositional truths, which are important, but it also needed to communicate a way of seeing the world and a way of inhabiting the world. And the only way to teach that is through the same kind of conversations that convinced me that the world is enchanted. And so I knew that when we did Via, it had to be a conversation-based learning environment. And I also knew that we had to be embodying the practices that we were teaching as we went through the course. So I knew that we had to be praying, we had to be singing, we had to be looking at icons, we had to be interacting with each other who are icons of the presence of God. This had to be an embodied experience, and it had to be an experience that engaged more than just the mind. And so that by the end of the 9 months that we complete the Via course, I knew that the end result couldn't simply be that my people could parrot back to me the ideas that I told them. The end result had to be that they saw the world differently, they saw themselves differently, and they saw their neighbors differently in a way that allowed them to interact with the world in hope, interact with the world in a way that they knew that nothing is beyond redemption, nothing is beyond salvation, and nothing is beyond being made new. The end result had to be transformation.